Do we really need to hear more about Hunter Biden? Yes, we do. You know why? Because his dealings reveal the depth of corruption of the Biden family and specifically Joe Biden. So the very man in the White House has built a long career on one corrupt deal on top of another. And what makes us believe he stopped now? Now, the latest Hunter Biden revelation comes from Business Insider. It's actually not directly based on the Hunter Biden laptop. Kind of a surprise, because that seems to be a kind of bottomless treasure trove of information. But Business Insider has obtained some emails that were sent by a large Democratic donor, a guy named Sam Johari, to a Saudi business tycoon named Sheikh Mohammed Rabbani. And what does this have to do with? Well, it has to do with Libya. And it has to do with the fact, let's remember, that the Obama administration launched this kind of strike on Libya, a strike that resulted in the end in the death of Gaddafi. And after Gaddafi went down, many countries, the United States, China, a number of European countries, froze Libyan assets. Now, Libya is an oil-rich country, so these assets were considerable, apparently totaling some $15 billion. So there's a lot of money sitting there, you may say, in the refrigerator, the global refrigerator. Enter Hunter Biden, whose dad, Joe Biden, is the vice president. And now let's follow the Johari emails to the Saudi guy, Rabbani. He goes, per phone conversation, meaning as I told you on the phone, I met with number 2 son, Hunter Biden. He wants $2 per year. Now, the $2 here is a euphemism. Everyone familiar with this transaction is clear. This is $2 million. Hunter Biden wants 2 per year. He wants $2 million per year retainer, kind of like down payment, plus success fees, meaning he wants a percentage of the money, the Libyan assets that he, Hunter Biden, is able to unfreeze. Now, he wants to hire his own people. It can be close circle of people for confidentiality. So this is going to be under wraps, probably with, Joe Biden directing the operation, but that is not said. Now, what I find really funny is the way in which this email proceeds, because you can see that even these foreign guys are sort of onto the Bidens and onto specifically Hunter Biden. So this Johari guy goes, his positives, Hunter Biden's positives, is that he is chairman of the UN World Food Program. So what he's getting at is that this being chairman of this charitable organization is going to give him global access to be able to unfreeze money. He is son of number 2, who has Libya file. So he's son of Joe Biden. Joe Biden's number 2. He's the vice president. Access to state treasury. So he's got access to the State Department, the Treasury Department. Business partner of J. Forbes K's son. Now let's pause. Who's J. Forbes K? John F. Kerry. John Kerry's son. So John Kerry's, this, by the way, is John Kerry's son-in-law, Christopher Hines, who was, by the way, one of Hunter Biden's kind of racketeering partners involved in a number of these influence peddling schemes. So think about it. John Kerry marries into the Hines ketchup family. Guy's incredibly rich as it is, but no, the son-in-law still trying to get money on the side. And then the email continues. His negatives, this is Hunter Biden's negatives, are that he is alcoholic, drug addict, kicked out of U.S. Army for cocaine, chasing low-class hookers, and many more headaches. I love this, many more headaches to come from this guy. But he might be able to unfreeze the cash. And so what you have here, and what is so telling about all this is, first of all, you remember the suppression of the Hunter Biden story by the media in almost coordinated fashion, backed up by censorship of digital media. Now, that the laptop is verified as accurate. In fact, Politico, which basically said at one point that this was Russian disinformation, look at the 50 intelligence officers who confirmed that. By the way, do you notice that no media outlet has gone to those 50 intelligence officers and said, hey, you said it was Russian disinformation. How did you know that? What made you make such a false claim when we now know it's now been verified? A Politico reporter has published a book basically saying, I've checked out the emails by checking them with the third parties that the emails were sent to that are on the laptop, and those guys go, yeah, that's Hunter Biden. He sent me the email. So the Hunter Biden laptop is now 100% verified and kosher, and yet, this kind of report. I mean, here's Jonathan Turley writing about it on jonathanturley.org, but you still find a deafening media silence. The media basically is running, in the old mafia, they would have these protection guys whose job it was to protect the mafia. Well, we have a protection racket, but it's being run by the US media. The media itself is in with the big guy. They're not getting a cut, but they're ideologically protecting their mafia man because their mafia man in some ways is ideologically or politically doing their bidding.